Damian Lillard responded to Skip on Twitter yesterday after Skip tweeted that he wasn't buying Dame time as a superstar.
Enough is enough. The disrespect towards Damian Lillard has gone too far, and you actually know what? It's been this way for quite a while. Let's take things back all the way a year or so ago to when the Portland Trail Blazers faced off against the New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA playoffs. The Pelicans were a deep team, and they were ready for the moment. They did everything they could to take Dame and CJ out of the game. They did it with two of the best defensive players in the game. Everybody was ready to write Dame and CJ off, not me. Even being a Pelicans fan, I saw how the Pelicans, Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday and the rest of the team centered their defense towards making everybody else but Dame and CJ beat them. The thing is, you can't do that now with this Portland Trail Blazers team. It's the same Damian Lillard, but it's a different beast. The team around him has evolved as a whole. I can't tell you guys how much hate I saw on Twitter towards Dame and CJ. Actually, I don't even want to get started on it. Let's go ahead and let's fast forward to the next year. Fresh off of a sweep versus the New Orleans Pelicans. This is a team that could easily crumble, but it didn't, and it had no shot at doing any of that. The Portland Trail Blazers, fresh off of a sweep, bounce back, make it to the Western Conference Finals. I can tell you, before the year, I don't think anybody had the Portland Trail Blazers facing off against the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. That's big game from a big-time player. Notice I didn't say big talk, because Damian Lillard does much more than talk. He backs it up. Whenever you have a player like Damian Lillard on your team, you have a shot to make the playoffs. And it's been that way for a while. Damian Lillard, ever since he came into the league, he started doing big things. I'm definitely going to have to bring you guys a full Damian Lillard career video soon, if that's something you guys want. His early playoff series were nothing short of spectacular. You want to know the true irony about the Pelicans sweeping the Portland Trail Blazers 2 years ago? The irony is that the Pelicans seemingly had this play-in tournament created for them. Hey, look, I really don't believe that, but there's a lot of people that seem to actually believe it. So let's just rock with it for this video. This tournament is created for the Pelicans and only the Pelicans to get the 8th seed. Well, the Pelicans end up being a team that sorely lacks a leader. JJ Redick even went on record and said this is one of the quietest teams he's ever played for, while Damian Lillard is one of the biggest leaders in the business, and he's got the Blazers playing inspired basketball at the right time. This video, we're going to be going over how Damian Lillard is playing some of the best basketball of his career, and how he's turning heads in the process, but also how CJ McCollum, Carmelo Anthony, Nurkic, Gary Trent Jr. make the Blazers a team that nobody wants to play come playoff time. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another G Like Coop video, and that's facts. Also, guys, be sure to follow me on Twitch. We're going to be playing NBA 2K20, NBA 2K21. We're going to be doing live reactions to NBA games, playing Fall Guys. We're going to be doing everything on Twitch, so be sure to follow me, twitch.tv/GetLikeCoop. You won't want to miss a stream.
I would pick that. If Dame was playing anybody else, I could say, you know what, they could spring this upset. Because I have that kind of confidence and faith in him. But they got GOAT. GOAT on a mission.
So we go back to June 12th. Shannon Sharpe seems to think that there is no chance that Damian Lillard could possibly bring the Portland Trail Blazers to upset LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. First, leave your comment down below. Let me know what you guys think the Lakers and Blazers series would look like. You think it's going to 7? You think it's going to 4? You think it's going to 5? Let me know down in the comments. In the NBA bubble restart, the Lakers have been incredibly hot and cold. And then we look at a team like the Phoenix Suns, like the Portland Trail Blazers, and these are teams that are heating up at the right time. I mean, Damian Lillard is flat out threatening record books here. He moves up to 8th all time on the NBA's 50-point game list. He's one of 2 players to have ever scored 60 points 3 times in one season. The only other player to do this, Wilt Chamberlain. In modern NBA history, aside from Damian Lillard, This had never been done. A lot of people have attacked Damian Lillard for not leaving his team and going to join a super team and trying to build a contender. Well, you see, the thing is, Damian Lillard, he's not that type of player. He doesn't run from adversity. He faces it head on. He even said himself, the grass isn't always greener for me. I feel like we can build something and get it done in Portland. I really believe that. I just don't say it to say it. Now, of course, we've seen players speak out against super teams before and then go join them. But Damian Lillard seems to be a little different. Let's talk offense. When we look at Lillard, we look at one of the best screen and roll ball handlers in the NBA, simply on a different level from the rest. I'm not calling the rest of the NBA bad. I'm just saying Lillard is that elite. It feels like Lillard has a perimeter gravity that perhaps only Stephen Curry or James Harden may be able to relate to. These are players that are so good, you have to commit your whole team to stopping them. If you're guarding them straight up, you simply don't stand a chance. How many times have we seen Kevin Durant get easy baskets playing alongside Stephen Curry and the Warriors? While a lot of KD's baskets are simply KD's own brilliance, there's a healthy chunk of them that come because teams are so scared of Stephen Curry. Sometimes teams would be so scared of Steph, they would simply lose track of KD. I remember one game the Rockets played the Clippers and the Clippers let Westbrook go off. I mean, Westbrook ate big time. At the end of the game, Doc would be scratching his head, wondering what happened. And then he would remember. Westbrook was an MVP in his own right, and he has to give Westbrook more respect. But you see, this is what elite players do. Just like Westbrook, just like Harden, just like Curry. They elevate the game of players around them, even players that are already elite. And for anybody that doesn't believe in Curry's gravity, maybe we should watch some Draymond Green highlights sometimes. But don't get it confused. I love Draymond's game too. Let's say now you sell out to stop Damian Lillard. Now you got to worry about CJ, you got to worry about Trent, you got to worry about Nurkic, you got to worry about Melo. Multiple guys that can go out and give you 25 plus any given night. We've seen Lillard hit deep three after deep three. The truth is, percentage-wise, he's the best deep three-point shooter in the NBA, while he also takes them at the highest volume. Let's talk playmaking. Lillard's not afraid to go get a bucket. But hey, Coop, what does that mean? It means that just because Lillard isn't going out and averaging 12 assists per game, that doesn't mean he's not a high-level playmaker who's not elevating the play of the rest of his team. I love watching Nurkic and Lillard run the pick and roll. Whiteside has held things down for a majority of the season and remains a good starter in the right situation who has the capability to take over games on the boards and defensively. But of course, that's if he's locked in and defending screen and rolls at the level that we know he has shown potential to defend them at. But now let's focus back on Nurkic. Nurkic has missed over a year of NBA action, and the Blazers have missed a year of one of the best big men in the league. As a big, Nurkic does it all. Defensive anchor, big-time rebounder, underrated passer, a guy who if you give the ball on the block, they're more than capable of going get a bucket. Powerful short roll man for Lillard to hit, who loves to exploit mismatches off of screens. Versus the Mavericks, Lillard used and embarrassed whoever was guarding him in screen and roll situations. The Blazers did everything they could to exploit Porzingis consistently dropping, and once Porzingis stepped up, Lillard would simply go right by him and get a layup, or the Mavericks would collapse and it'd be an easy kick out. Melo, McCollum, Trent Jr., all qualified shot makers who are shooting the three ball at around 37% or better. Melo shooting nearly 40% and Trent shooting around 42%. Trent's been phenomenal in the bubble. He came into this season saying he wants to be a guy that contends for Defensive Player of the Year. And while he may not be DPOY material just yet, let's not sleep on his activity and his ability to go out and defend at a very high level. But you see, Trent brings much more to the game than defense. I told you guys, Trent can shoot, but more importantly, he can go out and create his own shot. So now when Lillard kicks out, it doesn't just have to be a catch and shoot situation. He can take a dribble, step in, or even dribble and step back, create his own shot, which we've seen him do. He's shooting around 40% on pull-up threes, and that's a stat that I love. Now let's talk Melo. We've all known he can score the ball, but what does that mean for the Portland Trail Blazers? When the playoffs come around, you need guys that can put the ball in the basket. You need guys not afraid of the big moment. I say it so often, the regular season is the regular season, the playoffs, an entirely different monster. How many times have we seen playoff offenses become half-court offenses, and teams struggle to find guys that can go get their own shot? The game is ref differently. All those easy buckets, they may not be so easy to come by. You get a guy like Melo, again, big shot taker, big shot maker, contested or not, still a guy that occasionally gets double teamed down on the block. You can play him now at the 3 or the 4, but hey, what about defense? Let me tell you, in February inside 10 feet, Carmelo Anthony was holding opponents to a 10% worse field goal percentage. Oh yeah, and for straight up guarding people one-on-one, players are shooting around league average on him, which simply means he hasn't been horrific. This season, I've seen a different Melo. I've seen a guy that's been willing to defend, and I've seen somebody that's been more than capable when they apply themselves. Unfortunate for the Blazers, they're still missing some key pieces, and it's being reported that CJ McCollum is playing with a fracture in his lower back. McCollum is an absurdly talented scorer. I hope everything is good with him, and I hope he does end up being healthy, because his play can help take this Blazers team a very long way. I'm interested in knowing, down in the comments below, do you guys think the Blazers have a shot at upsetting the Lakers if they do end up being that 8 seed? Dame and CJ have torched the Lakers time and time again, and with the Lakers missing Avery Bradley, I'm not sure they have the perimeter defenders to hold down this fantastic scoring backcourt. And even if CJ does end up having to miss some time, it seems right now Dame is simply in a league of his own. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now. Be sure to subscribe. I'm G like Coop, and I'm out.